destination, James Vassar. That's where we're going next. Over to you, sir.
Hey, Mark, we're still getting very, very, very real here in Paris. We had the flame come.
It's always been real in Paris.
It has been real, but we're really starting to feel it now. And now we've got athletes slowly making their way through, but also the president of the International Olympic Committee. He's made his way through. It's Thomas Bach, who was welcomed by the French president today. Emmanuel Macron met him at the Élysée Palace this afternoon, together with the man who's organising the Games in Paris. Tony Estanguet came to join them after that. And, later on, there is Estanguet. And later on, after that, Bach went on to visit the National Institute of Sport, where he got to meet some of the athletes and spoke about some of the hope that he has for the Games. Now, Bach spoke of a uniting force, considering the times. Here he was talking just a bit earlier.
Everything is ready. The organizing committee is making a great job. We can be very confident that on the 26th of July, you will see the athletes from all the territories of all the 206 national Olympic committees, together with the refugee Olympic team, being in one place, following the same rules and being there for a peaceful competition. And I think that's, in these times, a very important and a very strong message.
Well, as mentioned, it isn't just the head of the Olympics that's arrived. Delegations are also slowly making their way to Paris. Now, they'll be staying in the Olympic Village, which is almost ready to welcome the athletes. It's set to be opened on Thursday in the north of the capital. Catherine Keddy-Clifford has more on this.
Stepping onto French soil, Olympic delegations have begun arriving in Paris, like these Argentinian athletes, as well as the IOC Refugee Olympic team, made up of 36 athletes from 11 different countries, representing the many millions of displaced people around the world. Meanwhile, staff and volunteers at the newly built Olympic Village are putting the final touches in place.
Right now we're in the pre-opening period, so that's why we still have a bit of work to do to finalize all the different spaces, to clean up the village before they arrive. But we have the chef de mission and the officials. They are already in the village and they start to decorate their spaces so that when the athletes will come, they will feel like home.
Located in the suburb of Saint-Denis on the outskirts of the capital, the site will welcome more than 20,000 athletes throughout the Olympics and Paralympics. Organisers say it's been designed to use existing infrastructure as much as possible. The main dining hall is a former power plant, while nearby cinema studios will be used as training centres. The site will open its doors to athletes from this Thursday, just over a week ahead of the grand opening ceremony on July 26th. Meanwhile, this Tuesday, French President Emmanuel Macron welcomed the IOC president and the head of Paris 2024 for a meeting at the Élysée Palace.
Well, let's take a look at those athletes then now. After winning gold in Tokyo, she's hoping to continue her comeback. Rebecca Andrade has had knee ligament surgery 3 times so far, but the Brazilian gymnast managed to seal an incredible return to the podium. That was in the last Summer Games in 2021. Her additional experience and her recent form make her a top rival for her friends, but also then top rival Simone Biles. But she's avoiding any talk about the American star for now. Her focus is on what she can do and not on any of the other competitors.
I've already been through so much surgery that I can't afford to lose focus. Whether I'm training or walking down the street, crossing a road, or even when the car stopped, I always pay attention. So it's quite easy for me to focus on what I need. My friends and family wanted to know if I was okay after all that turmoil, if I still wanted to do gymnastics, if I still wanted to be here. And that made all the difference to me.
With 15 million visitors expected for the Games here, the military has set up what is the largest military field camp since World War II. Last week, soldiers returned from some of their missions over in Mali or in Afghanistan. This to settle here in the camp that's been strategically set up 30 minutes away from all of those main Olympic venues. Now, it might sound quite surprising to some, but military patrols are pretty common in Paris to prevent terrorist attacks. And as you can see there, 4,500 soldiers will be be stationed in this particular camp as they continue to train to disarm assailants, and this all as their presence. It's also meant to reassure everybody here.
I've been in the army for 40 years and never seen such an achievement. For the opening ceremony, our job focuses on crowd control in the case of a stampede and preventing any possible attacks on the site.
It's about moving around, gathering intelligence, having control over areas. We will need to be present in key locations. We need to dissuade but also reassure the public.
And of course, it may be Paris 2024, but it's not just about the capital. Events are taking place across France, including in Marseille. The Olympic rings are now displayed on the southern city's football stadium. That's the Stade Vélodrome, which will be hosting the football events throughout the games. Mark, something that might help to quell some of the north-south divide, especially when it comes to football. Let's see.
We'll see. What are you most looking forward to?
What am I most looking forward to, Mark?
For me, it's the rugby sevens. I think that's going to be fantastic.
I mean, the 100-metre sprint is always the moment, isn't it?
I
know it's a classic. I know it's an easy one. I know it's an easy one.
He's a traditionalist. There you go. Great
Skateboarding on the Place de la Concorde, if I have to go with anything.
Oh, that'd be fantastic. I'd love to see you trying that one. One of my kids is a big skateboarder. Maybe he'll be coming over. I don't know. Let's see what happens, James Vaster with Destination Paris. What better place to be? The Olympics coming up very, very, very quickly. James, thank you for that nice briefing on what's going on. Lots more to come, of course, and lots more news too. Do stay with us. Prime News Paris.